The alien investigators are by the shores of UFO hotspot Lake Michigan, where witness Patty Donahue has shown them pictures of a UFO over her house.
Wow, it's a bit weird.
A Chinese lantern test failed to convince her of a rational explanation.
It wasn't the right triangle shape.
But now, private investigator Daryl Sims has uncovered traces of radiation.
Wow.
That could point to the hiding place of a UFO.
Is there a body of water back there?
Yes, there is.
I want to get out there because this is what we do. If there's evidence or possibility of evidence, we want to know. We just want to be sure. That's all. So we're going to get some boots on, get out there in the mud and water and see if we can find anything else.
Okay.
The two investigators head into the woods, where Daryl suspects there could be concealed UFOs hiding in the waterways.
This is a bog.
So what you're suggesting then is if we follow this to a deeper, wider river, we find these UFOs.
Water surrounds this whole area. They're getting here somehow. Here you go. This has got to be the creek.
Daryl and Stephen have uncovered a river that flows directly into the UFO hotspot, Lake Michigan.
This is exactly what I expected. Your smaller water, smaller tributaries goes larger. The larger is going to go to the bigger. It's eventually going to end up in the lake. UFOs in the Amazon, in Puerto Rico, and other places have used waterways, ocean, and other places to hide themselves, conceal themselves until they come out and make their assault upon humanity. And it bothers me that Patty may be in line for the same treatment that other people have experienced.
Daryl, your brushstrokes, as usual, are too sweeping. The majority of experienced contact around the world is positive.
They may have discovered what they believe to be a UFO escape route back to Lake Michigan. But Daryl and Stephen disagree over why aliens may be visiting Patty's house.
I think Stephen's being naive about this whole matter. The aliens aren't here to fix the planet, fix the ozone hole, or do anything else. The aliens are doing some pretty terrible things to people, and the bottom line is, it leaves people's lives in chaos.
I've been having ET contact all of my life, and although it's been challenging, it's always been very positive. I believe the ETs are here to help us, to assist us in the next stage of our evolution. The UFOs and their pilots are here for the benefit of mankind, and Patty should not be worrying about her contact. She should be embracing it. And you speak to her, my friend, and you'll find out that's how she feels.
Her daughter's standing there saying, I'm terrified. Do you get it?
Daryl, you know this isn't personal between you and me. We have one focus, both of us, and that is to look after these experiences. So
exactly.
you and me, buddy, let's go and help this lady.
Let's do it.
Meanwhile, back at the house, Maureen is with Patty's eldest daughter, Jenny, who had a very different reaction to the UFO sighting.
So, Jenny, one thing that really stuck out to me when you and your mom were sharing your story is that you were terrified. I mean, why do you think that you guys had that different perspective?
I don't know, like, the way that she saw it, I feel like they were almost like, not manipulating, but like putting like an all good like image in her head, and I feel like, I don't know if it was really intended for me to see.
So you see this with your mother. What happened after that?
I just feel like that first sighting like really invited everything in to the house.
Maureen is uncovering evidence that the alien has not only flown over the house, but has invaded their home.
I started hearing things in my room, and just one night felt like something was right next to me, heard something, and there was just these like two big black eyes staring at me, staring down at me. They were like about that big.
Wow.
It was just staring at me.
It looks like my instincts about Jenny were dead on. While I can't prove that what she's seen are extraterrestrial beings, what I can say is she's clearly terrified. And this always seems to happen to her the same time that UFOs have been spotted over the house.
With the revelation that aliens may have actually invaded the house, Maureen calls an urgent meeting between the investigators and the family. She wants to know if Jennifer's sister Jessica has also witnessed any alien activity in their home.
Have you experienced anything, Jessica?
Yeah, I have. One night, I was gonna go to bed, so I came out of the bathroom, and I saw this small figure, maybe about like this tall, walk out of my sister's bedroom, and it stopped at the end of the hallway and kind of looked at me. And it was glowing, kind of, like it was producing its own light a little bit.
What did it look like?
It was hooded, like it was in a robe.
So could you see its face, or was the hood over its face?
The hood was over its face.
So you couldn't see its face at all?
No, but I knew it was watching me.
How did you feel at that moment?
It scared me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I ran into my room, and I just laid in my bed, and then I saw something peek in around my doorway. And
same sort of height as the little
a little
person?
bit taller. It was a little bit taller.
So you don't think it was the same E.T. you saw a minute ago?
It wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't robed or anything.
Ah, so you must have seen its face this time.
Yeah.
What did it look like?
It was just like the eyes were a little bigger than normal. Like nothing drastically big or anything though. It didn't have quite like a nose like we would. That was different about it. And he had 3 fingers, and it didn't have lips or anything.
But you felt it was looking at you?
Mm-hmm. It was looking at me.
Investigator Daryl Sims claims to have been abducted himself and immediately recognizes the type of alien that Jessica has seen.
What Jessica's describing as a small gray alien, they're the least intelligent of all the alien kind, and they can really be mean.
Daryl wants to see if there's any evidence of alien presence left in the girls' rooms.
This is my room.
Now, tell me very briefly where the entity was at and what happened in this room.
All right, so I was facing the door, and it just peeked in from right around the door frame, and then came right on in and then hid right over near where you're standing.
Okay. This is a special ultraviolet light that's used to detect the presence of an alien. The alien leaves a sweat-like material. Okay. Well, I don't see any evidence of him recently. And let me check over here next to your bed if you don't mind. What is that?
It's a baseball bat.
You felt like you needed something like that?
Well, after I saw that little figure in my room is when I really think I got it out.
You feel like this helps comfort you?
It just makes me feel safe when I have it by my bed.
It's good for you, at least in that respect.
Yeah.
Okay. Next time you see something in here, if you want to try to defend yourself, get a bigger bat. This is not much. But the fact is, in most cases, stuff like this is really not effective. Really. Believe it or not, the things that are effective against these entities are things that are mental. And think of something really funny, really interesting in your head, and just repeat it over and over and over and over to the point it's stupid and funny. And they'll short circuit. They can't figure out what you're doing. One of the ladies that I know is a full-grown woman, reached up, put her arm around the little guy. He was like, oh my gosh. She grabbed his eye cover and tore it off. That's the weirdest thing in the world, but it works all the time. It's real easy. Take my word for that. I know.
I haven't really told anyone about any of my experiences before.
I've only told a few of our close family friends, and now everybody gets to know.
I don't think I could rip the eyes off of an alien's face, no.
The next day, the team report back to Patty with their findings.
All I can say is things seem to be happening to you and your family that don't happen to most people and most families.
I can't account for a lot of the things that have happened to you. I can't rationally explain any of it. But the thing that really interests me is we're investigating strange phenomena around Lake Michigan. And now that we've learned that your house is connected to the lake, it fits right in. And I think there is a definite connection there.
The close proximity to Lake Michigan is no coincidence.
In your experiences, since the daughters are not the same, please watch out for them.
I definitely will, and I appreciate each and every one of your help, all the information you've given me, and hopefully we can find the answers soon. I found it fascinating that the team felt that there may be a connection between my sightings, my daughter's sightings, and possible UFOs in Lake Michigan. There's been a lot of sightings over the lake over the years. There's been a lot of talk about maybe a base. After everything I've experienced, anything's possible.
The investigators follow the river from Patty's house to the shores of Lake Michigan, where hundreds of UFOs have been sighted and numerous ships and planes mysteriously disappeared.
So Lake Michigan.
Wow, are we sure this is a lake? It looks more like an ocean to me. Just imagine how many boats are sunk out there and planes crashed.
Why are they crashed?
It's a good question.
Maureen has made contact with Phil Cava, who, like Patty, has had numerous sightings of UFOs over Lake Michigan.
Over the years, I've come out driving by the lake, and I would see saucer-shaped craft, silver spheres coming out from the lake. And they would just go, you know, off until you couldn't see them anymore most of the time, heading out somewhere to the west out there.
More recently, Phil has seen craft come from the lake directly towards his home. The investigators head to Phil's house.
All right, guys, let's get out the info. Let's do it. Scene of the crime, huh?
Yeah, a couple weeks back, I walked out here. It's a beautiful, clear day. And if you look out across the street, just above those trees, there was a silver saucer-shaped craft just hovering there, and took off to the west, like a majority of the sightings I've had over the years in this area. It seems like they're either coming from the lake or going to the lake.
Okay, so it's definitely the west,
west
towards the lake, towards Lake Michigan.
Yep, yep.
When you say the majority of my sightings, you know, end up coming to or from the lake, how many are we talking about?
Honestly,
I mean, 10, 20, 30, 100?
Dozens.
And these are what you experience as craft, you're saying?
I'm
these are
seeing
vehicles.
physical craft.
Okay.
Are the events getting more rapid, more current? Is it worse, bad, good? What is it?
Things have really started to pick up for us. And sightings with me, the kids, the wife, and we had some real close encounters in the house here.